And we're back with some more Calgary Flames franchise mode in FHM 9. And this one, we have the remainder of the regular season of year number 3. We are currently 12-7-2. So we are in third in our division, but it's a rather delicate situation as we do have several teams who could catch up with us in an instant if we begin to fall off even slightly. So we need to make sure we keep our pace. So if we can continue that up to the trade deadline, then we should be in a pretty good position. So with that, let's get to the trade deadline. Okay, stopping momentarily on December 24th, I just want to point out, look how ridiculously competitive this division is. 41 points in third for your Calgary Flames. And then right behind us, Seattle with 39, LA with 37, San Jose with 37, Anaheim with 36. We cannot afford to fall off at all. We are 19-9-3. Any other year, we would be sitting comfortably in the top 3. Like, 4th in the Central has less points than 7th in the Pacific. This division, man. We absolutely need to be on top of it this year. Oh boy, we just lost Bowen Byram, ruptured disc indefinite. You hate to see it. That's a bad one. Bowen Byram's one of our best defensive players. In fact, he is our best defensive player at the moment with the 86 defensive grade. Not to mention, you got Minnesota in the Central trying to catch the wild card. So this is really going to be an interesting finish in the Pacific Division. Oh my God, no. Brisson out for 1 to 2 months with a strained medial collateral ligament. Oh no. That's our best defensive defenseman and our best point scorer out long term. Oh boy. Not looking pretty for sure. Let's see. Yeah, Brisson had 55 points. That's, I believe, by far the most on our roster. Yeah, that's 10 more than Elfring at 45 and 47. So it's good to see Elfring finally getting the amount of points I expected him to get, but I do need him to once again step up offensively here in Brisson's absence, because he is going to be our go-to offensive guy, I would imagine, with Brisson out. Basically, he's our Mr. Everything, right? Like, he's great defensively, great offensively. Physically, he's no slouch either. And he's gradually growing mentally as well. Like, he's just going to be such an important part of this team. So I really need him to show that he can get it done without Brisson at his wing. Or at his center, rather. Because, you know, Elfring is the winger. So for right now, he's got Stankoven at center. So let's hope we're not too badly hurt by that injury to Brisson. Okay, so we are essentially at the trade deadline. We are 38-15-6. We are first in our division and first in the league. Tied for first in the league anyhow. So I don't think there's really anything to do at this point. I mean, why mess with what's working, right? So I think we just get past the trade deadline and get into the playoffs here. I mean, it's unfortunate that we're going in without Bowen Byram, but I don't think there's a need to replace him because all of our defensemen have been doing really well defensively. So I don't feel a need to make a trade for a defenseman to replace him for the playoffs. And I suppose it wouldn't hurt to have some insurance just in case, but I don't exactly want to mess with our chemistry right now with the way we've been simulating. Like, I think we had one loss in all of February. January was a bit rough. We had quite a few losses there, but December was also, for the most part, pretty good. I think there was only 3 losses there against Florida, Montreal, and Arizona. So for the most part, besides January, which even January wasn't terrible, we still won a few games there against New York, Seattle, Anaheim, Pittsburgh, Toronto, Boston, LA, Tampa. So I would say we split January between wins and losses, but February and December especially were really good. So I see no reason to break all this up. Let's check the stats briefly. Elfring and Coronado lead the way currently with 55 points each in 57 games played. Muse with 45, 43 for Wright, 38 for Panamerev, 36 for Heiss in 58 games played. You have 35 for Martin, 33 for Pegamagabo and Stankoven, 25 for Mukamadulin, 22 for Bernier, 20 for Emery, 17 for Corbet, 12 for Michaud and Harrington, Bell with 11, Spitznagel with 10, 8 for Sheets, and 7 for Villanueva, and 6 for Campbell. And in goal, it looks like it's mostly been Gage Alexander, 923 save percentage still in 48 games played. Not bad. 6 shutouts as well. Only 9 games played for Debut with the 915 save percentage, 6 wins. So yeah, overall, very, very good from goaltending this year. I said it earlier, goaltending was going to be the wild card for this team as to how well we do, and it looks like they are definitely playing well. And team stats, goals for per game, we are third with a 3.58. Goals against per game, we are first with a 2.58. Very nice. Power play, we're third with a 22%. And penalty kill, we are 14th with a 83.3. That's fine. So with that, let's continue on with the rest of the regular season of year number 3. And Brendan Brisson is back, so hopefully that will improve our record even more. And we have completed the regular season. We are 51, 23, and 8. We finished with 110 points. Did not get the President's Trophy, unfortunately. That goes to Dallas. But you know what? At least we don't have to deal with the curse. So we go into the playoffs as divisional champions. And let's take a look at the final season stats for our players. So Coronado leads the way with 76 points in 79 games played. Elfring has a big season with 74 points in 80 games played. That is what you like to see. 38 goals as well. Brisson with 66 points in 64 games. Of course, he had that injury earlier, but still a point per game player. Muse with 60 points in 82 games played, living up to the hype that he did last season. Wright with 55 points, 50 for Ponomarev, 47 for Martin and Heis. So very good trade for Max Heis. Ended up being much better than I expected. He only had 31 points last year with Buffalo. So that is, yeah, that's definitely a career high for him. Pekka Magabo with 45 for Stankoven, 34 for Mukamadulin, 31 for Emery and Bernier, 25 for Gorbet, 17 for Spitznagel and Harrington, 15 for Michaud, 13 for Bell, 12 for Villanueva, and 10 for Sheets, 9 for Campbell. And a goal, Gage Alexander with 68 games played, 8 shutouts, and a 920 save percentage to cap it off. Very nicely done. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of Gage Alexander. I hope he can keep that going. And honestly, I think he will. Just based off what we've seen from him so far in the simulation, I think he'll keep this going for the next few years at least, until he starts to, inevitably drop off due to age. But as of right now, he's easily been a solid choice in goal. Like, I have no regrets about trading Hart or, what's his name, Dag. And then you had Jeremy Debut with a solid debut season in 13 games played, 8 wins, 3 losses, 1 overtime loss, 916 save percentage. So I cannot complain from him. Team stats, goals for per game, we are 5th in the league with 3.45. And goals against per game, we are 4th in the league with a 2.7. Face-offs, we are 13th in the league with a 50.3. Power play, we are 7th in the league with a 19.7. And penalty kill, we are 13th in the league with an 83.5. And with that, let's see who we are facing in the first round of the playoffs. Oh, but first, we have a Jack Adams finalist in Bob Bugner. Very nice. Hey, there you go. We're up for Executive of the Year. I mean, I would hope so. After bringing a team that was pretty not good last year to being one of the top teams in the NHL, I would certainly hope I'm up there. And we have Gage Alexander up for the Vezina. I would imagine he was very good this year. What about his competition? Jake Oettinger with a 922 save percentage in 68. Then you have Jeremy Swayman with a 922 in 66. I think Gage Alexander has a solid chance at this, given he had 8 shutouts as well. 6 shutouts for Oettinger and then 7 shutouts for Swayman. It's going to be close. Like, these guys, all 3 of these guys are neck and neck. I have no idea. I'm going to be honest. I have no idea who's going to win it. That might be one of the closest races for the Vezina I've seen. If they're going purely based off of goals against per game, like goals against average, then it'd be Oettinger. But I don't know. Besides goals against per game, like these 3 are all incredibly close. I honestly don't know who I'd give it to. Just based off bias, I'd give it to Alexander. But from an unbiased perspective, I don't know who I give this to. And we will be facing the Anaheim Ducks, who are 45, 31, and 6 with 96 points. So I think that'll just about do it for now. And in the next one, we will go through the Year 3 playoffs with your Calgary Flames. See you guys then.